This will be a quick lesson on overflow operators. I'm going to write out some code and pull up a freeze frame, and then I'm going to present a problem to you guys for you to answer. Now, what do you think this code is going to do? What do you think the value of a super good amount will be? If you thought the result was going to be 130, I don't blame you. I'm not Judge Judy. I'm not out here sentencing people to the Hall of Blame. Xcode is actually going to show us an error. What a darn tootin' shame. What in the high heavens does execution was interrupted mean? Let me break it down like a fat beat. We have a good amount. A good amount is an int 8, so the compiler assumes a super good amount plus 10 must be an int 8 as well. Therefore, the compiler is going to infer that the type of a super good amount is going to be int 8. So when the playground runs, Swift adds 10 to a super good amount, which does indeed equal 130, but before storing the result back into a super good amount, Swift checks to see if 130 is a valid value for int 8, which unfortunately for us, it is not. Int 8 can only hold values from negative 128 to 127. So you see 130 is too large of a good amount, causing the playground to run into a trap. A trap will stop the program from running. But man, do I have some good freaking news for you. May the Lord bless us. May Big Sean say bless up.
Blessings on blessings on blessings.
Because Swift provides overflow operators that have different behaviors when the value is too big or too small. Instead of trapping the program, these overflow operators are going to wrap around it, which sounds weird, but there's wrappers on candy, and I know candy is delicious. So the overflow addition operator looks something like this. So let's try this out. Just throw a little ampersand sign in right there, and let's print out. What do you think it'll be now that you know the truth of the good Lord? That was weird. I'm sorry about that. But not entirely sorry, because I'm probably going to keep it in here. Anyway, what the heck is that? The result of overflow adding 120 and 10 and storing the result into an int 8 is negative 126. And we were all totally expecting that, right? I know I wasn't. So to understand the logic behind this mystery result, the Scooby-Doo result, think about incrementing a good amount one at a time, because a good amount is an int 8, and once we get to 127, we've hit the peak of the mountain. Instead of incrementing one more time, it wraps around it to negative 128. So 120 plus 8 equals negative 128. 120 plus 9 equals negative 127. And 120 plus 10 equals negative 126. I hope that the wrapping around is starting to make sense. So there's also overflow versions for the subtraction and multiplication operators, and that's simply just the ampersand subtraction and the ampersand star, or asterisk, whatever your fancy is. Subtraction isn't going to have an overflow, but it is going to have an underflow. And saying the word flow so many times is actually kind of starting to freak me out. Let me just quickly demonstrate the subtraction overflow operator. And let's do negative 120 and minus 10, and that should give, oh, let me clean up this guy a little bit. This should give us a positive 126. Wow, truly a blessing. I hope the idea of wrapping around is starting to make sense, because the type of integer has given values for minimum values and maximum values. So once you hit the top, it's going to restart to the bottom, or once you hit the bottom, it's going to restart to the top. Depends on which way you're going. And you can use overflow operators to manage that and hopefully prevent traps. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat. I'll see you then.